Good evening, everyone. This is Home Care Queen TV, and I'm your host, Melville. Our discussion tonight will look into trusting our caregivers so we could take time for ourselves. And as usual, I love to recap or remind you of what we have talked about during our series of hiring a caregiver. When do I know I need a caregiver? And this episode, we're going to end this discussion or a series and move on to the next episode. So we have gathered the tools we needed to hire someone, and now the person has been with us for a while, and it's time for us to start to take care of ourselves. The caregiver is there to take care of our family members, and this is the time when we need to take care of ourselves, to come up for air, to do things that will rejuvenate our spirit and just refresh our thoughts and decrease the stress of everything we had to go through in hiring someone to care for our loved ones. Now, trusting someone takes time, as I said before. Trusting someone takes time. But we've gotten to the place where we have to trust this individual now, because you need to take care of yourself as the family caregiver. You need now that while someone is in the home, you need to be able to now step away and care for you and your husband and the children or whoever you have in your life. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, knowing that your family member, mom, dad, is being taken care of. And this is a gift you owe to yourself. You've been through a lot, preparing and deciding, and now having it done. So it's time now to go back to life as it used to be. You know, when we fly, the the airplane staff takes some time to remind us what to do to stay safe. And one of the things that I've always, if I don't listen to anything else, the one that gets me is when it says your mask is here, there, put it on first and then care for the person next to you. So we're going to use that same idea. Let's put on our air and go back to living your life, because it can consume you. It can consume you. Yes, it seems as if no one can take care of our family member the way we can. And in some instances, yes, there are things that you can do to have them emotionally stable or to calm them down. There are words that you can say that maybe the individual cannot say the exact words that you can say, but I can promise you they will come up with a term to use or something to do to help your family member relax while you're gone, because they're also going to suffer from separation anxiety because they've had you there. They have had you there. And one of the things that I suggest that you can do is say to the person, Mom, Dad, I'm going to get my hair done. I'm going to get my nails done. I really need to do this for myself. So when you're leaving, don't just slip out. Tell your family member, I have Jane with me, and Jane is going to take good care of you as she's been doing. And Mom, I'm going to step out and get my hair done, get my nails done, go have a bite with my friends. And that's not neglecting your family member. That's taking care of yourself. So you, in turn, will be able to present a better you to them. You'll be more relaxed, you'll be refreshed, you'll be more patient. And in doing so, you yourself will feel better. So, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. And I've always said in the other episode, nothing I suggest is to be done. What I'm suggesting that if going to do your nails will take 3 hours, then the first thing you do for the first time leaving is not doing your nails. Maybe it's just calling a friend and say, do you want to grab some Starbucks with me? And you go and you sit and you chat and you have your coffee and then you come back home. So you do it in stages. You do it in stages so both of you, the anxiety will decrease, and leaving the individual will give you the time to come back in a shorter period. And as you build that period of going back to your life, because you have a life too, because I can tell you, I have seen family have caregivers in their home. And if the family needs to turn, the caregiver is there and the caregiver is willing to, and the family comes. If the family member needs a pop from or a Coke from the refrigerator, they run and get it and the caregiver is there. So we don't want you to burn yourself out because it happens. Family caregivers have been known to get sick while caring for their family member. And even when they have someone in the home, if they don't create a balance, or if the caregiver is not confident enough to say, and I've done it, I got you. I promise I'm going to get her the Coke, or I'm going to get her a cup of coffee. She'll be okay. I promise you, I'm going to take good care of you. So, as a caregiver, when you have a family member that is like that, your job is not only to your client, your job is to reassure the family member that I will take good care of her while you're gone, or I will take good care of her while you're taking the shower. So, when you have a caregiver that is able to help you to balance and to get back to your normal routine and enjoy your life, it also helps. So, what am I suggesting? Trust. Trust your caregiver that whether you're home or not, she or he will take care of your family member. And as I said before in previous episodes, caregivers are not out here to hurt your family or to steal from you. Caregivers are honest people. Like everything in life, there's always that one bad apple. But because caregiving is shifting, caregiving used to be like mental illness. If you have diabetes or cancer or anything, everybody is empathetic and supportive. But sometimes, if you suffer from any type of mental challenges, anxiety, depression, situational causes for depression, and most times it's temporary. If you reach out and get the right treatment and have the support you need, you can get well. Caregiving used to be in that, almost in that scope, where, oh, the person that does caregiving work can't do better. They can't get a job. They're not educated. It is not true anymore. Caregiving has become a needed profession. It has become a profession that is gaining respect. Why? Because of people like me who, after leaving their professional careers, decided that I want to continue human services. I want to continue to care for people in a different way. So when I left professional work and I went into caregiving, I was one proud woman. I looked at it the same way I looked at when I was getting ready to go to my professional job. And when I go over into the next series, talking to my caregivers, I will address that. But what I'm saying to you, who have hired a caregiver or who is looking into hire a caregiver, trust them. Trust them to take care of your family member so you can go on and enjoy your life. And also, you can be the daughter, you can be the wife, you can be the husband, you can be the sister, you can be the friend. So now you have a caregiver and you can show up now as a daughter. And it lends for a different environment, it lends for a different conversation, because you're not asking her, do you want a Tylenol, or do you want to be changed, or do you? You're talking about your memories with her, or the way mother treated you when you was growing up. You're talking about the memories with your husband, the places we have traveled to. You're reminding them of the good times. And even though they're going through this journey, you are there for them. The hugs and the kisses. I so believe in that when a family member is ill and they're open to hugs and kisses, it is so, so important. So while you're trusting your caregiver, you're giving yourself a gift by relaxing and being the daughter, being the husband, being the wife, being the person instead of the dual role. Because I have seen family members, especially us women, we're givers, we're nurturers. And sometimes when we're caring for a loved one, because it's so demanding according to the stages of their illness, it can be so overwhelming. It almost seems like the first time you had a child. When you take that baby home, no sleeping, your hair is tied up in a bun, you don't remember when you take a shower. The same scenario can work out when we are family caregivers. So take the opportunity, take the time to trust your caregiver and take care of yourself. Now, before I finish, the next series talk, I will be talking to our caregivers about their presentations, their attitude, how to get that job as a private caregiver, if that's what you choose, and even how to present as an agency worker. So we'll move on to another series, which I'll call Caregiving Platform, where I will attempt to give suggestions, to give you little nuggets that I've used that have worked through my experience, listening to other caregivers and all the issues they're going through, because working in a person's home is totally different from working in a hospital, a nursing home, assisted living, care home. It's a different scenario. Because you're in the person's home, we can get too familiar because the gray area is so thin. So, in our next series, I will be talking to our caregivers and hoping that I'll encourage you and support, I will support you and how to go about being the best caregiver you possibly can. Now, this has been Home Care Queen TV, and I am your host, Muriel Melville. I will never stop thanking those of you who are listening right now, those of you who continues to support me. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Don't get tired in clicking that like button and subscribing and share. Don't get tired. I am depending on you to keep me here on YouTube as I do my best to open avenues for caregivers and family where they have more resources to make the most valuable decision they'll ever make, given the care of their loved ones to a stranger. So I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And don't forget, watch this episode, like this episode, and share with your friends, your family, your neighbor, and everybody else that you interface with. I appreciate you. If you are not in need of a caregiver or a home care provider, there's someone in your circle that might. Have a good evening and good night.